Hi everyone, welcome to the first in a series of short videos where I'll be looking at different areas of the body. The first video today will be about shoulders, upper body and arms and neck. So exercises to help to release neck tension, to help to strengthen our upper bodies, and also to find a good or perhaps better alignment with our shoulder girdle. Okay, so the first exercise we are going to do is just a gentle neck exercise. So you can do this exercise seated, sitting on the floor, sitting on a chair, or standing. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do, we're just going to find a nice comfortable place for our arms if we're sitting, maybe onto the top of the legs, or if we're standing, arms down by our sides. So we're just going to take a moment just to feel our shoulders just relax. We're going to think about our shoulder girdle that sits on top of our rib cage, that's just sitting nice and softly on top of the ribs. So just feel the shoulders just moving about a little bit forwards and backwards and up and down, and just feel, or find a place where you feel that your shoulders are relaxed and your arms as well are relaxed. Okay, so we've got a nice long spine, whether we're standing or sitting, feeling tall, feeling lengthened through the back of the neck, reaching through our crown towards the ceiling. So we're going to start with a gentle lift up of the shoulders. We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out, and we're going to soften the shoulders back down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower back down. Inhale, exhale, soften those shoulders, and see if we can get a little bit more of a drop down of those shoulders. With the shoulder blades, the shoulder girdle lifts up, and the shoulder blades sliding back down the back of the ribs. And try and feel this movement, the shoulder blades, the scapula around the back, gliding up the ribs and gliding down the ribs. One more then, inhale and exhale, back down. Okay, so we're going to do an exercise to help release any neck tension. So we're just going to start by gently turning our heads to one side, back to the centre and to the other side, and just notice how each side feels. Does one side feel a little tighter maybe than the other? Does one side feel easier, or that you get a little more range than the other? And just sort of notice, just remember which side feels better than the other. Okay, coming back to the centre. So now you're going to tip your head over to one side. So as if you had water in your ear, you were trying to get that water out, trying to let it drop out, pour out over the shoulder. You're going to keep your head tipped to the side, and just notice the opposite shoulder wants to stay relaxed, wants to stay down and level. So keeping the shoulders level, from here you're going to keep the tip of your head to the side, but you're just going to gently nod, tuck your chin in, and then just gently roll back and a little tip back. So you're still in this little side tip of your head as you flex and as you extend. And just notice the shoulder, the opposite shoulder, can that stay down, or have you lifted that shoulder up? Shoulders want to stay level, so that arm, the opposite arm, feeling heavy throughout. Okay, restack your neck, settle the neck, settle the shoulders. So we're going to do a similar exercise. Again, you're going to tip your head to the side, same side, but this time you're just going to gently rotate your head on your shoulders. Rotate. Turn one way, turn the other. So if you turn, you're looking kind of up towards the ceiling, and turn the other way, looking down over the shoulder. Tip, looking up, turn, rather looking down. Turn, looking up, turn, looking down. And again, thinking about that shoulder, have you lifted that shoulder? Can you keep the shoulders level as you do this? So we're just stretching out the fine muscles along the top of the shoulder, where they're attached along your neck to your skull. So just a gentle stretch out. You might feel this on one side more than the other. Okay, restack your neck and soften the neck, soften the shoulders. So we do the same to the other side. little tip to the shoulder again. Imagine you're tipping water out of your ear. Keeping your shoulders level, you're going to do your chin tuck. So you're looking down and looking up. So it's a nod. Keeping it gentle, controlled, especially with our necks. We want to be very sensitive with our necks. We don't want to be causing any discomfort. Mild stretches. Look up, look down. Breathing as you go. Is that opposite shoulder, is it still level? Can you relax it down so you're stretching out, mobilising the neck and working out gently those muscles along the neck. Okay, restack your head, soften the shoulders again. Going to tip over to that same side. Now we're going to do our little head turns. Twists looking over the shoulder, twist looking up to the opposite corner of the room. So it's a diagonal movement as you rotate, breathing as you go. You're keeping your tip to the side, and you're keeping that shoulder heavy, arm heavy, relaxed. Because you might find that as you do these, the shoulder starts to creep up to make it a little easier, especially if you've got neck tension. Your shoulder will help you to try and protect that neck, and you want to just gently encourage it to lengthen, to stretch out, working those neck muscles. Okay, restack your neck and you're back to centre. Okay, next we are going to do a nice exercise to gently massage the trapezius, which is the big muscle round the back, which spans from the back of the shoulders down between or lower than the shoulder blades. So it's a big muscle, sort of a triangular shape or even a diamond shaped muscle. So bring your hand over your shoulder, as far over as you can reach, so you can feel your scapula and feel the muscle around that sits around over that scapula on the top of the shoulder. Okay, so again, nice and comfortable, seated, standing, on the floor, wherever you're comfortable. You're going to imagine that muscle is like a sponge, and you're going to lift the shoulder there. You're going to squeeze the muscle as if you're squeezing the sponge, and then you're going to release the shoulder, release the squeeze of the sponge, and imagine all the liquid from that sponge just seeping down the arm, down the back of the shoulder there. You're going to breathe in, squeeze and lift the shoulder up, and breathing out, let it release, softening down. So allowing that shoulder to lift, squeeze the muscle, breathing in, breathing out, let that shoulder release. Good, so just as much of that muscle as you can feel, and you can just move your hand around and just try and get a slightly different place as you squeeze, lift and release, and that feeling of your squeezing the sponge and then releasing the sponge is going to help you to get a better movement experience. And breathing in as you lift the shoulders, squeeze the sponge and breathe out, let it release, let that arm be nice and heavy. Inhale and exhale. Okay, good. We're going to change sides. So bring your hand on top of the shoulder, slide over the back of the shoulder, creep the fingers back, and as much of that muscle as you can. Breathing in, lift and squeeze, and breathing out, release, softening the shoulder, feel that sponge releasing and releasing its liquid all the way down. Breathing in, lift and squeeze, breathing out, release, let that arm be nice and heavy. Inhale, lift and squeeze, and release. Good. Trying to find a slightly different area. Lift and squeeze, release, and squeeze, and release. One more then. Squeeze and release. Okay. So let's bring both shoulders up. Can we imagine we're drawing a box now? So we've got the top of the box, you're going to roll the shoulders forwards, so the front edge of the box, drop the shoulders down, and then draw the shoulders back. So I'll do it on the side. So we're going to lift up, glide forwards, drop down, slide back. Lift, find a corner, slide forward, find a corner, drop down, find the bottom corner, and back for that back corner. Lift, forwards, down, and back. And then we're going to just round off the corners and make circles with the shoulders now. Again, breathing as you go, try and make those circles a little bit wider. Good. Change the direction. And release. So now you're going to bring your hands behind your head. And you're going to draw circles with your elbows. Circling the elbows as you go. So try and point the elbows. The hands may come off the head and you can get a little bit more range with the shoulders. Good. Circling around, changing the direction. Allow the arms to move. Maybe we can just start to straighten the arms out. So just allowing the arms to move to find better movement with those shoulders. So perhaps doing slightly bigger circles. Until if you're happy, you're going to come into full straight arm circles and changing directions. Circling around, breathing in and out as you go. Good. Settle those arms, shoulders back down. All right. So let's change position now. We're going to come down onto our backs. So you're going to find your mat or the floor or some rugs to lie on, something comfortable, but not too squashy, so that you can get some feedback from the floor. Okay, cushion, a small cushion maybe for your head. So from here we're going to start with the arms up above us. We want to keep a nice distance between our ear and our shoulder, so they're not hunched up. Our hands are over our ribs as opposed to over our necks. Okay, so we're going to do shoulder drops. So we're going to reach one hand up, that shoulder blade peels off the floor, and then soften that shoulder back down. The other hand, we're going to breathe in, reach up, breathe out, soften back down. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, stretch up, soften back down. Inhale, reach and lower. Good. Allow the weight of that shoulder to glide back down. Reach and drop. We're going to do both arms together, reaching up, both shoulder blades sliding around the back of the ribs. Soften as you return. Breathing in, reach and drop. And one more, reach up and drop. Good. You're going to bring your hands together. You're going to interlock your fingers. Clamp your hands together. So you're going to keep the heel of your hands together and keep your arms straight. So we're going to do some rotation here. So it's going to rotate our upper spine, but we're also going to be stretching out the shoulders, particularly around the back of the shoulder blades. So keeping the arms straight, keep looking at the heel of your hands as you take your arms over to one side. Keeping the arms straight. So you want to feel the shoulder blade around that top arm, sliding around the outside of the ribs. Return back. Breathing. Keep those shoulders soft. Twist to the other side. And you're reaching through the top fist, especially pushing away, reaching towards the opposite wall, and you want to feel that it's that shoulder blade of that top arm that's coming off the floor. Soften back. Breathing in. Reach. Push through that top wrist, that top fist, to stretch away and back. Twist, push, and try and feel that shoulder blade peel off the floor and back and over. Stretch and back, and one more. Stretch over and back. Bring your hands so they're shoulder width apart and your palms are facing away from you. So we're going to go into windows. So this is a great exercise to mobilise your shoulders, and it's going to challenge your coordination as well. So from here, you're going to bend your elbows. Your elbows are going to come down to the floor. Your forearms are still vertical, and your forearms are parallel with your shoulders. From here, we're going to rotate the arms back behind us. So the back of the hands drawn towards the floor behind. Now you're going to straighten your arms and reach your arms all the way back until your arms are straight and your hands are shoulder width, and then we're coming back to the start. Breathing in. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you rotate back. And exhale as you reach back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And reach back. Inhale. And exhale. Rotate back. Reaching back. And your aim is to get as much range of movement as you can, comfortably, don't go into pain, to get as good in terms of your alignment as you can. So you can see your arms for much of the exercise, but when you can't see your arms and your hands, when they're behind you, going to imagine how aligned and geometric you can find the arms. Always looking for that full range of movement, reaching back. Now we're going to do one more. Inhale, exhale, reaching back and back up. And we'll bring our arms down by our sides. Okay, you're going to roll over onto your side, and we're going to come up onto hands and knees, and we're going to do some exercises with our shoulders here. So we want to start with our hands under our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Take a moment to find a nice length and neutral shape in your spine, your head in line with your back. Initially find a nice long neck with your shoulders settled. From here, we're going to do an exercise called 4-point press and release. So we go the press bit, you press your hands down and lift from the back of your neck between your shoulder blades. So you want to feel your shoulder blades sliding apart. So you're protracting the shoulders, and then you're going to retract the shoulder blades. They come towards each other, they pinch together, and thus your sternum lowers, your chin will lower. Keeping the shape of your spine as you do this bit, try and isolate the movement to your shoulder blades, retracting, protracting. The shoulder blades drawing towards each other and sliding apart from one another. Keeping the shape of your spine as you go. Come back to a neutral position after you've done about 5 or so, and then we're just going to do a little bit of a flexion and extension in our upper back. So we start with the extension. We're going to start with a lift of the chin. We're going to draw the shoulders back. We're going to open the collarbones and shine the breastbone forwards. Breathing in and then breathing out. Return to neutral. You're going to tuck your chin. You're going to press your hands, rounding your upper back only, and hollow the ribs, the upper ribs, and looking at the knees, and then release it. Do that again. Start with your head, draw the shoulders back, shine the breastbone forwards, breathing in, and then tuck the chin around the upper back, press the heel of the hands, and back, and let's do that again. So the retraction, the protraction, retract, and protract, and find all of that range, sinking down, lifting up, sinking down, and lifting up. Back into a neutral position with the shoulders, a long neck. We're going to extend the upper backs, draw the shoulders back, shine the breastbone forwards, flex the upper back. One more. Extend, flex the upper back. Back into neutral. So more of an advanced exercise is with the toes tucked and a lift of the knees. See if you can do this one. Retract the shoulder blades. Protract. Keep those knees hovering. Retract, protract, retract, protract. Bring the knees down if you need to, but let's see if you can do 2 more. Lift. Last one then. Retract, protract. Back to neutral shoulders. Lower the knees back. We'll do our extension here. Shine the breastbone forwards. Round that upper back. One more, shine the breastbone forwards and round the upper back. Okay, back to neutral. Come off your wrist for a moment, give them a little shake. Okay. So let's finish with some seated exercises. Again, you can do these standing if you need to. Okay, so let's find a comfortable position we're going to bring our arms wide. From here, we're just going to turn one palm up to the ceiling and the opposite palm down, and we're going to look to that upturned palm, and then you're going to twist the other palm up as you look to it, and you're going to alternate. One palm turned up as you look to it, one palm down as you look away. Twist. You want to keep a long neck as you do this, and feel that movement from the shoulders, rotating the arms in the shoulders, and that gentle turn of your head. Breathing as you go. Gently turn. Look to that upturned palm. Good. Bring your palms facing forwards. Reach your fingertips wide, and imagine you're hugging a great big ball. Bring those elbows wide, so you're hugging a great big ball, hugging a tree. And now you're going to reach those hands past each other, narrow that circle, and you're going to slide your hands around the back of your shoulder blades. Creep your hands round to give yourself a big hug. Okay, keeping that big hug, you're going to lift the shoulders up, and then you're going to let those shoulders drop down. You're going to lift the shoulders up and drop down. Let's see, two more. Lift and drop down. Kind of lengthen your neck, growing tall. Lift and drop. Good. Keep that squeeze and creep your fingers a little bit further if you can, and you're going to just twist. Let your head move as you twist. Twist. Point your elbows around the room. Twist. 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 And twist. Last one each side. Twist. And twist. And just release the arms. Give the arms a little bit of a shake. Okay, so that concludes our first class on shoulders and neck. Hopefully you found that useful. Do look out for the next in my series of short classes. I'll be going into hands, feet, wrists, and also hips and thighs. Okay, see you soon.